alaykum. Welcome to my medicine bag, baby. Come on, let's unpack. Hi, friends. We're gonna get right into it. The full moon, is peeking through my window. She's looking really bright, really juicy. I got to see her. It's a Scorpio full moon, the flower moon, I believe. I got to catch it coming up into the sky today on my way home. Stunning. In honor of the flower moon, I was called to use the messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle deck. I haven't used it in a while, but I felt like it was necessary tonight. I pray you are all coming into this reading in as good a spirits as you can in this wild time. Spirit, friends, and family of the Most High, please allow me to be a clear and concise channel for whatever messages you deem necessary to be communicated under this full moon and or across time, space, and dimension. Whenever anyone comes across this video, may it reach everybody it needs to reach, even if it's not through a view or through a like or through a subscribe. I'm always praying that the messages that I'm channeling, just by me channeling them and by setting the intention that they reach who they need to reach, that they do. Even if it's not in the ways that I think. And I think there might be a message in there today about that. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. We have the lotus. A flower card on the flower moon, you don't say. Look at her. "22" on the deck. There's it's a master number. Spirit of mastery. This card represents resurrection. We are going to read a little bit from the book, but this idea of finally having mastered what resurrection feels like to you on a day-to-day basis. I'm hearing we go to bed, we wake up, we go to bed, we wake up. There's a little bit of death in every day. I'm hearing congrats on the new routines. There's something there about muscle memory, having done something long enough and often enough and repetitively enough that you understand what it looks like when you're nearing the end of a cycle, when you need to start a new one. This is a Scorpio full moon, so full moons being completion. Scorpio definitely representing the subconscious, the dark, the deep. And this energy of death and rebirth for sure. I'm seeing the pincers of the scorpion. This kind of nipping in the bud, pruning. The kind of I'm seeing the pruning process. this clipping away, cutting away that makes room for new life, makes room for new growth. But it's the same plant. You're not throwing out the whole plant. You're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. Who is they? I don't know. Half these things, girl, don't ask me where they came from. A lot of them are racist. Anyways, um, cutting away. I mean, everything is relevant, but I'm seeing like also I'm like anti-racism work, the work of kind of uh deprogramming, decolonizing I'm seeing everyday life. I'm hearing like hair care. You could be going in for a haircut, or thinking about getting a haircut, cutting off the dead ends, throwing out, clothes. I'm seeing not like, does this spark joy? But if you're neurodivergent, there was a thread that I had read of like, people were like, give me your wildest neurodivergent hacks. Not like make a list about it or add alarms on your phone, but some weird shit that is unhinged but it works. And somebody said, when you're decluttering, don't ask like, oh, does this spark joy? Ask if this got, I think it was like dog shit on it, would you clean it or throw it away? Or if it like got like salt, like some if it got trashed, like would you do work to preserve it, or would you just throw that shit out? Like, and so I'm seeing that, kind of taking these non-logical approaches to getting clarity. I'm also seeing if there's a conversation that needs to be had, or a conversation that you have had, or recently that you're still kind of in your mind about. I'm seeing, if you're, finish your sentence, Habibti. Can, yeah, even like, I'm having trouble like finding my words. So any like anxiety around saying it right, or not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings, but wanting to express and needing to express your feelings. This, like mental fog. I'm hearing you might need to approach this in a way that you never have. Take it, but don't be swayed by the feeling of it being new to you, a new version of you responding. But it is the version that you've like cast out into like the future of who you want to be. So I'm seeing like the end of this big road, but then the first step on a new chapter, and how that might be a little shaky. Resurrection, like the lotus, comes out the mud. It's a very different environment from it coming from the mud, coming into this, like into the sun, into above water. I'm seeing like your head is finally above water. That might feel different to you, but you deserve, it's even more than deserve. It's necessary. You having your head above water is the difference between you dying and you living. Yes? Yes. So we just gonna have to be there. And reminding your nervous system, reminding your yourself that, hey, like we died to get here. So the first few steps might be uncomfortable, but let's lean on master number 22. Let's lean on the fact that we got really good at moving as one version of ourselves. We can get good at moving as another. I'm hearing the power of repetition. You saw how ingrained certain things could be, based on the kind of people that you're around, or the kind of, I'm seeing, yeah, if anybody, there might be some moves going on, like some cross province lines, cross state lines, maybe cross a different country, different continent. True, oh, this was not where I was. They want you to put some respect on, just the law of repetition, and how if repeating, having like negative stories, having people be like, that's not possible, or that's not realistic, or like, you don't have the right body for that, or you don't have the right amount of money for that, or those kind of stories that have been so repetitive around us, and maybe in your families, in your this and that, the versions of who some of your most intimate people from the past, like that they know you as, all of that identity that you're letting go of was created through repetition, was created through, over and over, you hearing it from these people, from people's lives, you seeing people do the same thing every day, you seeing people struggle to be their true selves in different friend groups, going out to party, and it's the same kind of thing that happens. Like, the version of you that lived there, that maybe thrived there at a time, that whatever was comfortable there, was only built by repetition. It wasn't built by some, like, oh, some divine truth that this is who you are, and this is who you will be, and this is what, like. So moving forward, no matter what the kind of emotional woo is going on in those first, I'm seeing like first few months, first few days, even first few weeks, as I feel like the next few weeks are going to be really potent in kind of aligning people with where you supposed to be for real. Don't take your Bambi legs for face value, because all they need is some repetition. All they need is a few more examples of people living the life that you want to live. All you need is one person, and then that one person has a friend, and that friend has another friend, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by people that are confident the way you want to be, are communicative the way you want to be, are gentle the way you want to be. But sometimes when we can't see our new state, we're still underneath the water, it's still murky, it's still muddy, it can be hard, it can be a lot easier to just like stay there. And Spirit is really saying, again, with this year of the fire horse, the year has truly started. It's about to be May 1st. May is a 5-month, 5 signals change. It's inevitable. And we're at this true start of the new year. It's spring. And all systems are a go, honestly. But there's just like heeding this aspect of, I'm seeing also this scorpionic energy of like, you kind of keep things to your chest. There's like a sense of secrecy or privacy. Some of that is to be like, you can take that on in terms of not sharing too much about this new version of you in your vulnerable areas, in or in your vulnerable kind of state, it is okay to not disclose the moves that are being made as you're making them in this beginning stages. Again, something about that, like this lower, I'm seeing like, yeah, underneath the blooming, the things that are happening under here. Heed that. And also, Spirit's like, we don't want you to be overly cautious, because you might make things feel heavier than they actually are by this idea that, one, like this idea that like people are out to throw evil eye, or like see see your movements in like negative lights, being like, oh, who does she think she is? Oh, who do they think they are? Like, they don't talk to us. Oh, they talk different now, or oh, they're in a different place, or da da da. Like, I'm seeing like any of that chitta chatta. Don't concern yourself too much with the idea of it in terms of anything that can impede on what you're resurrecting into. Everything that you're becoming, you've had in you this whole time, and nobody can be that for you. Nobody can. If you're a seed, it's who you are. If you're a lotus, you're a lotus. Can't nobody not make you a lotus. If you're a flower, you're a flower. People want you to be, just because they saw you in one form, stage of your journey, that you were in the mud, that you was none but a little guy in the mud swimming around. I'm seeing like a little tadpole. They're so ugly. They're cute, but they're ugly, you know? Not that frogs are any more beautiful, but, you know, they just kind of look. They're like in between. Are you a fish? Why, your feet, you got feet though, you know? Just because they saw you as a little motherfucking tadpole does not mean you're not going to be leaping out of there like a glorious little frog, all right? This doesn't mean that you didn't have this in you, the whole time. You just needed the right conditions. And so, don't keep too much to yourself, because we do want the other lotuses. There's something about this like glistening like mirror reflection. We do want you to be able to float on over to your tribe, and your tribe can't find you if you're acting like you didn't already bloom and that you're still underneath the mud. They're like, girl, we could see you. We can see you. We can see you. We can see you, so don't look silly trying to hide. When we can see, look us all like you're here. Like, okay, so this is what we got. I think I just want to read this. The recent experiences you've gone through have been so intense and disturbing that you've questioned your faith in spirit and your own capabilities to pull yourself out of the muck. Yet you must keep your faith, even though you feel like life has kicked you around and severely tested you during this time. The suffering you've endured by being a captive of the darkness will soon be relieved. And you will be able to shed any residue from the experience as you go through a major rebirth. Each cycle of rebirth you have experienced in your lifetime has had its degree of pain preceding your emergence, just like childbirth. Through it all, you've survived and ultimately been renewed. Often by letting die, let's get you in there. Often by letting die those aspects of yourself and your circumstances that no longer fit who you are and who are you becoming in this next era of your life. What did I say? Resurrect your faith and allow yourself to blossom steadily yet unhurriedly as you reach for the light, only to find the light has been there all along. What? And is now making itself even more apparent. You might even acknowledge the cycle of renewal by celebrating with a ceremony. Okay. What we got? We got a few more minutes left. Ashe. So we got the 10 of Swords in reverse. We love to see it in reverse. All of these swords, these also, like, I'm really heavy on the mental activity. Mind your mentals. I was just talking to a friend, 11:44 on the clock. There's a lot of protection around your crown, around your mental health. You can call that over yourself. Spirit, universe, light, God, music, whatever you pray to, you can ask that it protects you from any thought patterns that are related to those old circumstances, those old people, those old realities. I'm really hearing realities. So the things you're stepping into might be some things you've held in your heart for a good long while and you've been working towards for a good long while. There's a lot of power that is out there. I'm just really feeling this like benevolence. There's a lot of power that is actually like working in your favor. So even the belief, you can affirm all things are working in my favor, and I can see that clearly. I see often. I look through a lens as often as I can. I'm hearing like daily. There's something in my throat. So even just like, it might feel awkward to fucking say these things out loud, but I'm also hearing out loud is very important. We have the Queen of Swords. So we have that snake around her neck, snake representing the truth, the white snake especially representing healing. And she has the rose in her mouth, like, falling out into her hands. There's something about speaking that light and love and power over your life in those moments of spiral. It doesn't even mean you have to believe it, but it's like interjecting another thought. There's also the sword. So like she usually has like a sword facing forward in the traditional tarot. And it's this idea that like I'm gonna cut through the bullshit, and I am choosing where my thoughts are going to go. It doesn't matter how I feel sometimes, because my feelings are visitors. I can ask them if they have something to tell me, what direction to guide me. Great. If I'm just feeling them, there's a lot of wild energy going on. People are really having to learn how to regulate in a serious way, and our minds feed, our emotions feed, our da-da-da. So there's something serious about mental clarity as the nerves come up in your new environments, as the like, this is unfamiliar, but I can do it even if I have a shaky voice, yeah. And I'm hearing buddy system, like really leaning on interdependence, pairing, seeing if you can make a friend, even if it's communicating through like, oh, I'm nervous about this. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, it's my birthday. There's something about that, of being like vulnerable about why things might be shaky for you, even if it's like, oh, I'm this is like, it's okay to say that this is new for me. I've never done this before. You don't have to step into this new version of you as if like you've been it all along. You have. We'll hold that on the inside. But a lot of also believing a lot of people are going through this right now. So in some way, shape, or form, I can assure you, these new environments or new relationships or new like projects that you're venturing on, it's new for somebody else in your hemisphere. So it's okay to be honest about where you're at without it disregarding, like I said, the 22, without it disregarding what you have mastered to get here. the mud and the muck and the skills and the I'm seeing resumes, like that detail, that you're not actually as new at this as you might be thinking, even if it's something that's completely left field from where you was at, or people that are completely different or whatever. I can assure you, and I say this almost every video, that the things that you're trying, that are most alignment in your highest good for you to be pursuing, are things that you've had and aspects of you that have been present, and have shown themselves in your life in some way, even if you have to go all the way back to childhood. But taking your breaths, taking your time, but not wasting your time, as Chadwick Boseman has said, rest in power. Taking your breaths. You're allowed to be like, I've never done this before, but I always wanted to. You're allowed to be like, I am new at this, but I am bringing in this knowledge. The masterful student, the studious master. That's the energy that's going to allow us to move forward as quickly as you actually want to move forward and need to move forward. You want to get the fuck out and through and over. And you are. And you are. And you, it's safe to bloom. It's safe to stretch out. I'm seeing also, if there's any like adornment, again, with that hair, getting your hair cut, this, that, I have my big lion hair on today, like, even if it's your adornment needs to like help you take up more space, let it be. You're merging. You never have to let those old versions of you fully go. They're in your memories, they're in your heart. All of the cringe, all of the failed relationships, all of the I wish I coulda, what have yous. We give grace and we give thanks, because you was just the nigga trying to figure it out. You was doing life for the first time. This is what this is. It's actually you just did life. Congrats. You just did life. That's life. And now we're going to do more life with a little bit more awareness that could only have been received and achieved by doing life in the first place. So what more can we learn moving forward? What adventures can we go on? What connections can we make that allow us to do life? Congrats. I'm really proud of you. And I'm really proud of myself. Okay? Please, please, please drink water. You beautiful flower. You stunning, gorgeous, soft petal beauty. Honor the softness. Spray some pretty smelling things in a room. You deserve everything that you've fought and surrendered to receive. That's the work. Letting yourself receive it. Letting yourself be new. Letting yourself be well. Letting yourself be rich. Letting yourself be cared for. Letting yourself be heard. That's the work. Easier said than done. But we're doing it together. Yeah? Mwah.